Let's be honest, nothing boosts confidence quite like great hair, but if you're seeing more strands in the shower, your confidence might not be at its highest, and that's why you need Hers Hair. Hers Hair treatments are made with doctor-trusted prescription ingredients that many other hair products out there don't have. They come in a variety of options, including oral and topical solutions, so you can find the one that works for you. Getting started is simple with a quick online hair quiz. Just answer some questions and you will be connected with a provider to discuss your personalized treatment plan. Through Hers, everything is 100% online, so no pharmacy trips, doctor office visits, or insurance required. And plus, treatments start at just $35 a month. The best part? You can get thicker, fuller, healthier hair and start seeing regrowth in as little as 3 to 6 months. Start your initial free online visit today at forhers.com/KKC. That's forhers.com/KKC for your personalized hair loss treatment options. forhers.com/KKC. Individual results may vary. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information. Okay, once the temperatures start rising, I realized I was back to the same worn out rotation. Same tank, same shorts, same everything. So I gave my daily uniform an upgrade with Quince. Their pieces are easy, elevated, and somehow make me feel more put together without even trying. Like 100% European linen shorts and dresses from $30. Luxe swimwear, Italian leather platform sandals, and so much more. And the best part? Everything with Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than what you'd find at similar brands. By working directly with top artisans and cutting out the middlemen, Quince gives you luxury without the markup. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices in premium fabrics and finishes. Go get yourself the Oxford Relaxed shirt. I got mine in pale blue. You're going to wear it all the time and you're going to love it. Treat your closet to a little summer glow up with Quince. Go to quince.com/KKC for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/KateCasey to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/KateCasey. Welcome back for another episode of Reality Life with Kate Casey, and this is your What to Watch episode for May 5th through May 11th. As always, I want to make sure that you do a couple of things. Number one, make sure that you are subscribed to the show and that you've left a 5-star review. If you have not done so already, it is hugely helpful with Podmetrics. Also, you want to be subscribed to the What to Watch list at katecasey.substack.com. Just plug that in and hit subscribe. You're going to get this in your inbox every Monday. It is going to save you a ton of time, and I know that your time is precious. And then, of course, I want you to be in the Facebook group, Reality Life with KKC. And then the bonus episodes. This is where I'm telling you the behind-the-scenes stories. I'm telling you about what's not only going on in my life, but what's going on when I'm booking all these shows and the interviews and stuff that happens behind the scenes. So go to patreon.com/KKC to enjoy all of those. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you about is a Korean reality show that's on Netflix. It's called The Devil's Plan. Korea really does outdo everyone, I think, when it comes to reality shows. Such clever programming. This one is from producer-director of The Genius and The Great Escape, which kind of gives you a good flavor of what's to come. They bring 12 savvy contestants to face off in these mind-bending games of wit and strategy to determine who's the brainiest of them all. Unlike most reality shows, I think that they've culled together quite an impressive list. You have one who is a chart-topping member of the K-pop group 17, an actor who graduated with a degree in mechanical engineering from a well-known university, an actor and inventor who majored in business at Seoul National University, who has a master's degree in evolutionary psychology and over 10 patents to her name. Another one's an entertainer and comedian who is the youngest person to ever take home the grand prize at Korea's MBC Entertainment Awards. Another one is a YouTuber, studied astronomy, and worked as a consultant for the Blue House, which is South Korea's presidential residence. And then lastly, a professional poker player, Bitcoin investor, entrepreneur, and former pro gamer. So I think that is what first sets the show apart. And also, the moving parts of it are a little bit different because you can think of Survivor, but it's like Survivor, but a chess game that takes place in a house. And it's got bedrooms that double as jail cells. The host is an anonymous masked man with a creepy, pixelated face. So it's different enough that it's going to keep you interested, but it's going to have some of the same feelings that you like from shows like Survivor. So for 1 week, 12 contestants live, they compete against each other in this huge rectangle built inside of a sound stage that serves as their living space. The accommodations look fantastic at first, but all of the walls have secrets because over the course of 7 days, all of the participants in this challenge are competing in battles of intelligence twice a day until the final round when one of them is crowned the victor, and then they get all the money. And it's a good chunk of money, I gotta say. So at the beginning of the week, the participants are given what the show calls pieces, which are treated like currency, and they can be lost or won at the end of each round of each game. The pieces are used to purchase items to use in the games, like bargaining chips or in negotiations between contestants. So those who lose all the pieces are eliminated, and only 2 contestants, the ones with the most pieces, make it to the last round. And the winner of that final round will be crowned the victor. Now, they can win up to $500,000, which is like equivalent to $350,000 here. So it's quite a bit of money. Now, why is this so important too? Because I think shows like this set the tone of what's to come in the next year or two as well. So if you love like Squid Game, all that kind of stuff, you're going to like The Devil's Plan on Netflix, and that airs May 7th. So watch out for that. Now, also on Netflix, if you love all things sports, which you know I do, the Untold series is one of my favorites. There are these untold stories in sports. It is done by the Wayans brothers. They are the ones who did Wild Wild Country. They find such great stories to tell. Like last season, was it last season or the season before, they did the Manti Te'o story, which I think most people have kind of forgotten about. And it just brings new light to some of these very interesting stories. So the first episode of this round of series is called Shooting Guards. And it talks about what really went down between Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenden. And this expose unpacks how a gambling dispute led to guns drawn in an NBA locker room. So that premieres on May 6th, Tuesday. Now, next week, and I'll talk again about it next week, they have an episode about the Liver King. Now, do yourself a favor, go Google it, because it was a guy who became quite famous for doing all these bonkers videos on social media where he's eating like cow testicles and crazy stuff. And he convinced a lot of people that he had never done steroids, but he had a completely different physique, and said that it was all from a carnivorous diet. You get a window into his world. They are filming inside of his house with his wife, his 2 sons, who, God bless them, are just, I think they're blinking for us. They're blinking in Morse code, please save me from this hellhole. And I feel it, I see it, and I'm there for them. So the Untold series is absolutely one to watch. If you have never watched an episode of Untold, and don't tell me, Kate, I'm not into sports. This transcends sports. It's great storytelling. First season of Untold, I mean, every single episode I had to talk about because the stories were so rich. So go back and watch all of the seasons of Untold, and then get yourself ready for Shooting Guards. I really am so excited about this new season. All right, then on Netflix, you've got another true crime one. It's called A Deadly American Marriage, a chilling 911 call, a gruesome scene. What's the real story behind Jason Corbett's brutal death? In this documentary, Jason's wife and children reflect on the elusive truths behind their seemingly fairy tale life. You know we love a story like that. So that's on May 9th. Now, if you are familiar with the Judds, you will know that they are endlessly fascinating. You have Winona and Naomi Judd, a mother and daughter duo who were enormously famous in the country music world, really crossed over into mainstream too. And then there's Winona's sister, Ashley, the daughter of Naomi from a different father, was a pretty famous actress. Their mom died by suicide, and they're very outspoken about mental health, which is fantastic. And they have such a charming way about them. They're from the South. And they're just very open about the complications of their childhood. I got to tell you, I'd love to interview Winona Judd. I think she's really interesting. The Judd Family, truth be told, is on Lifetime, May 10th and 11th. And it examines Naomi Judd's complicated bond with her daughters that both tied them together and drove them apart. It's directed by Alexandra Dean. She did Secrets of Playboy, This is Paris, Bombshell, The Hedy Lamarr Story. This documentary explores the complex mother-daughter dynamics and the intergenerational trauma as seen through the eyes of the Judd family. In addition to the exclusive interviews with Ashley, Winona, and close family members and those who knew Naomi best, the documentary features never-before-seen photos, home videos, unreleased songs, and audio. I really find them endlessly fascinating. And if anybody knows Winona Judd, will you tell her that I would love to talk to her? I'm so excited to share with you that this podcast is sponsored by The Real Real, the best place to shop authenticated luxury bags, clothing, watches, and so much more. I love scouring The Real Real for new pieces. There are 10,000 new items every day, and they do their daily drops at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So you can shop and sell at The Real Real, which is great because you can use those earnings to buy something special. I just bought a gold Fendi bracelet, a hinge bracelet. I can't wait to wear it. The Real Real is attainable luxury that upgrades your personal style. With up to 90% off retail, you can finally have the pieces that you've been dreaming of from brands like Gucci, Fendi, and Prada. So The Real Real is the world's largest and most trusted resource for authenticated luxury resale. With thousands of new arrivals daily, no one does resale like The Real Real. And now you can get $25 off your first purchase when you go to therealreal.com/Kate Casey. That's therealreal.com/Kate Casey to get your $25 off. Start shopping at therealreal.com/Kate Casey. If you were to look in my tote bag, you would find my essentials: sunblock for my fair skin, about 14 lipsticks, hair elastics, my phone, and Liquid IV. My goal this year has been to keep up my hydration, and Liquid IV is a must-have hydration made easy. True to fruit flavors that keep you hydrated, and you can find all your favorite hydration multiplier flavors on their website, from lemon lime to pina colada, or you can choose from their line of sugar-free flavors like raspberry lemonade, white peach, and rainbow sherbet. 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, 8 essential vitamins and nutrients, and they're always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. So you too can break the mold and own your own ritual. Just 1 stick and 16 ounce of water hydrates better than water alone. So ready up for a long day with extraordinary hydration from Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code Kate Casey at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with the code Kate Casey at liquidiv.com. Another sports doc series that you're going to love is called Full Speed. It is on Netflix. The new season premieres May 7th. This one follows NASCAR Cup Series drivers on and off the track during the playoffs. Now, the first season, I thought, I'm not really that familiar with this sport. I got sucked into it right away. Some of these personalities, they're so good in Netflix of just finding the most interesting personalities in sports and following them. And then, you know what the greatest thing about it is? All of a sudden, you're talking to somebody who loves a sport like that, and you've just dipped your toes into it. I mean, there are people now who are texting me and DMing me about Race for the Crown and saying, I didn't know anything about horse racing, and now I'm actually feeling a little good about myself because I'm throwing some terminology around, and my friends are like, whoa, where'd you come from? Same thing's going to happen with this one. Full Speed, Netflix, May 7th. Really fascinating sport. And you just go behind the scenes of the sport of racing. Conan O'Brien, one of the funniest comedians that I really love. I have a very similar enjoyment, I think, that he does of self-deprecation. He's an Irish Catholic from Boston. I really love all things that he does. Well, he's got a show on Max. It's coming back. It's called Conan O'Brien Must Go. Conan experiences local cultures and connects with fans he previously met on his podcast. If you want a good laugh, go to YouTube and put in Conan O'Brien trip to Ireland, and you will just die laughing. So funny. So that's on Max on May 8th. Long Way Home, Apple TV Plus, has Ewan McGregor and Charlie Boorman taking a motorcycle adventure across Europe. I kind of love these sort of like anecdotal travel journal kind of things too. You know, some of these places I'm never going to go, but I kind of feel like I have when they take me with them. And Ewan McGregor is such a great personality. I think that you're going to love this if you love all things travel. And like I said, those kind of like journal style doc series. This one airs on May 9th on Apple TV Plus. It's called Long Way Home. If you love all things historical, like my husband loves this kind of stuff, Britain and the Blitz is on Netflix. It brings history to life through vividly restored archival footage and firsthand accounts of World War II Britain during the Blitz. Isn't it trippy when they take old black and white footage and add color to it? I think also for many of us, when you go through school and you have these sections of history where you're watching all this archival footage, later in life to see someone add color adds such a different dimension to it. So I love stuff like that. And then Independent Lens, Matter of Mind, My Alzheimer's is on PBS on Monday, May 5th. I'm looking forward to this. My mother-in-law just passed away and she had cardiovascular dementia. So I'm finding I'm becoming more and more fascinated with this kind of category. In this, they've got 3 poignant stories about how family dynamics change when a loved one is diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. And that's Monday, May 5th at 10. One of the great things too is I feel like they're making so many advances in Alzheimer's, which is really very heartwarming and exciting. Murder Has Two Faces is the subject of my episode on Tuesday. This is a Hulu docuseries. It airs on May 6th. It's from Emmy-winning producer and director Lisa Cortez, who is also my guest. She is hosted by co-anchor of Good Morning America, Robin Roberts. This series shines a light on little-known murder cases that were eclipsed in the media by notorious cases. So think about someone like Lacey Peterson. Well, there's a case very similar to that in the same area, Evelyn Hernandez. And people sort of look past it. In the case of Chandra Levy, there was Joyce Chiang. And I remember that very well because I lived in the DC area at that time. A very perplexing case, a terrifying case. This new true crime docuseries shines social justice, a light on these harrowing, lesser-known cases. And it just brings about questions like, why didn't they get the same level of attention as their notorious, eerily similar counterparts? They also cover the Craigslist killer in conjunction with the tagged killer. So endlessly fascinating. And again, that is my episode on Tuesday. You can watch the Hulu docuseries on Tuesday too, May 6th. Murder Has Two Faces. And I am begging of you, if you have not already started, to watch 100-Foot Wave. You can watch the second episode on HBO this week. It comes out every Thursday. It's going to be 5 episodes. It is the best sports docuseries, endlessly inspiring, moving, profound, enjoyable, all those things. Everyone in your family, everyone in your life is going to love this series. It is spectacular. And it began on May 1st, and you can watch the second episode this week. The second episode, in my opinion, that airs this week should win the Emmy, without a question. So make sure you check that out this Thursday as well. Episode 2 of 100-Foot Wave. Then, of course, you can go back and check out what's going on over at Bravo. It's still the same craziness, especially over at the Valley. So that is your list for May 5th. And again, it's The Devil's Plan on Netflix. That airs on May 7th, I believe. Yes. Untold Shooting Guards, Netflix, May 6th. A Deadly American Marriage, Netflix, May 9th. The Judd Family, Truth Be Told, Lifetime, May 10th and 11th. Full Speed on Netflix, May 7th. Conan O'Brien Must Go, May 8th. Long Way Home, Apple TV+. Britain and the Blitz, May 5th. Independent Lens, Matter of Mind, My Alzheimer's, PBS, Monday 5th. Murder Has Two Faces, Hulu, May 6th. And 100-Foot Wave, second episode. It's going to win an Emmy, I promise you. HBO on Thursday, not to be missed. Of course, as always, again, remember, subscribe to this list, katecasey.substack.com. If you haven't done so, raise your hand right now. Now I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to ask yourself what the heck you've been doing. Go to katecasey.substack.com. Join my Facebook group, Reality Life with Kate Casey, and then also check out my bonus episodes on my Patreon, patreon.com/Kate Casey. Please follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram at @KCCA, TikTok, it's Kate Casey, and Twitter, Threads, and Blue Sky at Kate Casey. Check back tomorrow for my all-new episode.
Everyone has that friend who seems kind of perfect. For Patty, that friend was Desiree. Until one day,
I texted her and she was not getting the text. So I went to Instagram. She has no Instagram anymore. And Facebook, no Facebook anymore.
Desiree was gone, and there was one person who knew the answer.
I am a spiritual person, a magical person, a witch.
A gorgeous Brazilian influencer called Cat Torres, but who was hiding a secret. From Wondery, based on my smash hit podcast from Brazil, comes a new series, Don't Cross Cat, about a search that led me to a mystery in a Texas suburb.
I'm calling to check on the 2 missing Brazilian girls.
Maybe get some undercover crew there.
The family are freaking out. They are lost.
I'm Chico Feliti. You can listen to Don't Cross Cat on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts.